call this meeting to order. At this time, I will do the opening for Councillor Siemens. Council, this afternoon, I had the privilege of being at the throne speech. Not only was it was good to just, hook up and catch up with all the mayors of our province. I got to sit with Larry, so I got to hear firsthand everything that's going on in Selkirk, and very busy place, and got to hook up with Colleen from Thompson. So it was really, really nice that way. But at this time, I would just like to share a few of the highlights of the throne speech. Some of the highlights that I picked out of the throne speech was the new government is promising to reduce wait times for surgeries and MRIs by bringing quality surgical care to Manitoba healthcare system. So that's good news for, if that can happen, that's good news for Manitoba. To reduce the backlog in Manitoba hospitals by expanding services at Winnipeg and Brandon hospitals. I was concerned a little bit, I thought, of the fact that they didn't mention Steinbach, because Steinbach is the third largest city and we are getting these big expansions, but maybe they're not on the books yet, so maybe that's why they didn't mention them. A couple of the things that I really did like hearing is they are going to be freezing the hydro rate increases for 1 year to help out families. They are committed to growing Manitoba economy, create good jobs by encouraging investments in Manitoba. One of my personal favorites is they're planning to work with beef farmers in our area and just to make the beef industry strong in our province. Again, this one, my ears really twerked up when I heard this one. They're planning on cutting the Manitoba gas tax at the pumps. So we should be expecting, I believe in the new year, to start paying 14 cents less per liter at the pump. Hopefully the government of Calgary had done this too, or Calgary had done this too, I believe. And the challenge is they didn't notice it for 3 months and no one was getting a discount, so the province had to step in and make sure that happened. Hopefully that doesn't happen here, but we'll have to make sure we're paying less at the pumps. Some things that concerned me about the throne speech was they talked a few times about tough times. They had to make tough decisions, and they'd be making some changes. They didn't really elaborate on that. I didn't know what that would be, the changes they'd be making, the tough decisions. In the throne speech, they did mention a few cities that they were going to work on or work with, and some regions as well. Steinbach was not specifically mentioned at that time in that, but I still have a lot of confidence. It's the very first throne speech, and they're brand new government right now, and so I think we have to have a little bit of wait and see and look. But I do believe that when you look at the Southeast, we're 120,000 plus strong. Like our trading area is huge. Steinbach is growing. It's the fastest growing urban center in Manitoba, and it's one of the fastest growing in the region. I think we're in the top 15 in Canada. So we are growing very fast, and I think that is noticeable. But I do have some faith in the fact that after the election, our office did reach out to the new Premier, Wab Kinew, and congratulate him on his win. And I got the letter back this week. And so when I read the letter, when I think of the throne speech, I don't feel so good that Steinbach was missed. But when I read the letter, I think if the letter is the heart of our Premier, I think we will have good times ahead. It says, "Dear Mayor Funk, thank you for your congratulations. I look forward to working with you towards making life better for all Manitobans and continue to strengthen the positive relationship between our democratic institutions. And thank you again for your congratulations and support." So I think we did we do have favor with him, even though, and he knows, I've met him at Pistons games and I've met him all over the place. He knows we're conservative, but I think he realizes we're Manitobans. I do believe their government will work with us. So I'm encouraged. I think there was a lot of good things in the throne speech, and I think there's a lot of, but that leaves a lot. There are things that leave it up to us, and I think we need to look at how are we going to advocate for our region? Because when we advocate for Steinbach, we actually are advocating for the Southeast as well. Okay, thank you. We have the agenda in front of us, looking for a motion to adopt. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Penner. Any comments?
No comments.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We have the minutes of November 7th, the organizational meeting, page 1. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Swagstra. Any questions? Any comments?
No comments.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We have the minutes of November 7th. That's our regular council meeting. That starts on page 4. We've all had an opportunity to review. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Penner, second by Councillor Hebert. Any comments?
No comments.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Okay. At this time, I would like to ask for a motion to excuse Councillor Penner and Councillor Siemens from the meeting today. Motion made by Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Swagstra. Any comments?
No comments.
Call for the question. All's in favor? Opposed? That is carried. There are no public hearings, no delegations, and no reports and recommendations from the city manager. So we'll go right down to 10, administration, accounts payable, the back of the book. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Penner. Any comments?
No comments.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. 10B, the financial statements ending October 31st, 2023. Looking for a motion to approve. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Hebert.
No comment.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We've got 9C, building permits till the end of October 2023, on page 6 of our package. Council, how would you like to proceed? Councillor Swagstra.
Motion to approve.
Second by Councillor Penner. Go ahead, Councillor Swagstra.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. These are the permit numbers to the end of October of 2023, and it shows continued strong growth within our city. In the last month, residential permits $5 million, and then commercial industrial $10 million. Total this year to this point, $198 million, which makes it virtually certain that we're going to pass the 200 million mark in permits. And so a record-breaking year in the city, and it's nice to see the growth is both in the residential and in the commercial. It's a balanced approach to growth, and I think we should be very pleased with the numbers we're seeing here.
Yes. Anything further, Councillor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I agree with Councillor Swagstra. It's great to see that the city is cinching up towards that $200 million in building permits for this year. Also great to see that there's another 19 family units coming to Steinbach. That's another 19 families that we get to welcome into our wonderful community. And also good to see that within the residential buildings, there's also a variety of permits pulled with quite a large, a bit of a difference in the value of them. So obviously, our developers are seeing what the market is needing in Steinbach and building a variety of residential homes for future citizens, which is great to see.
Thank you. Anything further? Anything closing? Yes, Council. It's a great year, great month. Any month we get total value permits of 15 and 15.5 million is a great month. But to have it in this year when we already were doing so well with 173 or 168 up till this time, it's just or 182 up till this time now with these 15. it's 198. It's just incredible. Like Councillor Schweitzer said, we're going to hit 200 million. I do believe that that's been unseen in our city up until this time. So that is definitely a record. Yeah, I love the mix. You can see there's different values of houses, but they're pretty much all single-family dwellings. So that is great. We're going to have families, 19 more room for 19 more families in our community, which is awesome. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We've got 9D. This is the 2024 City of Steinbach Emergency Plan. This is referring to amendments resolution on page 7. Mr. Worthing, could you please introduce this file?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the list that you see in your agenda package on page 7 has been prepared by the city's emergency measures coordinator, who's also our fire chief, Mr. Kel Taves. This annual listing of amendments is something that the city does routinely. There are details as provided. Recommendation is for council to approve these changes to the city's emergency plan.
Thank you, Mr. Worthing. Council, how would you like to proceed? Councillor Hebert?
Motion to approve.
Second by Councillor Penner. Go ahead, Councillor Hebert.
What we have here is a document where we're doing some wordsmithing. We're adding some words, we're adding some renewed memorandums, some added memorandums, removing some things. So it's basically administrative and it's required.
Thank you. Anything further?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's very important that if there is an event where we need to take out that big red binder, that we're not looking at who we need to talk to or what we need to be doing. If there's a time of emergency, it needs to be clear. And this is offering a lot of clarity and updates into what our emergency plan will look like. So thank you to Mr. Taves for going through that.
Thank you. Anything further? Anything closing?
No, thank you.
Yes, Council, as Councillor Penner said, in an emergency, it's very important to be prepared, and this will clear things up and help us be more prepared, and that will give us a benefit at the time of an emergency. Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, we've got 10E, the subdivision 4451, 2023, 8902. This is referring to number 2, number 6, number 10, Gooseberry Drive. It needs to be done by resolution. This starts on page 8. Mr. Worthing, could you please introduce this file?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This application for subdivision file 451-2023-8902 is being applied for by HTFC Planning and Design, with the owner of the property being Agassiz Shore Developments Ltd. As you have already noted, the subject property is located on Gooseberry Drive in Langle Farms Development at the corner of Gooseberry Drive and Langle Way. The purpose of the application is to convert an existing lot which was originally subdivided as part of the original development into 3 separate building lots. The subject property is presently zoned RLD, which is residential low density. The 3 proposed lots that are being created will be able to support generally single and 2 family development. Correspondence received by Community and Regional Planning Office has not indicated any concerns with the application. Recommendation from administration is council approve this proposed subdivision and application subject to the execution of a development agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Worthing. Okay, Council, the applicant's asking to subdivide 1 lot into 3. How would you like to proceed? Councillor Schweitzer,
Make the motion to approve.
do we have a second? Second by Councillor Hebert. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As has been explained, this would subdivide 1 parcel into 3 lots to allow for this development to proceed. This has been reviewed by our staff and also the appropriate provincial departments, and there are no concerns that are expressed, so it makes sense for the development to go ahead.
Anything further?
Nothing further.
Anything further of Council? Anything in closing? Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, 10F, we have the 2024 regular council meetings. Council, I just want to note that the first Tuesday of January and the first meeting on the Tuesday in June have been canceled due to conflicts, so that we're pre-canceling them now, so we don't have to worry about them later on. And so these can be marked in your calendar, and these meetings will be set. Thank you. Now it's time for,
Excuse me, recommendation is that council adopt by resolution.
okay, and we'll adopt by resolution. Motion to approve,
Yes, sir.
second by Councillor Hebert. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's appropriate for not only ourselves, but more importantly, administration as well as the public to be able to know when public hearings are going to be heard for a whole year up ahead of time. And so this way the public can have confidence that we are meeting and they have the ability to be here in person.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing further.
Anything further of council? Anything closing? Call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, council question period. Are there any questions of council today? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. We've got correspondence and petitions. We have on page 37, we have Crimestoppers. This is referring to their fundraising request. Council, would you like to proceed? Just take as information at this time? Okay. There's no other business. Looking for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Hebert, second by Councillor Penner. Any comments?
No comments.
Call for the question. All's in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Next regular council meeting is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023, 7:30.